Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the SCB Steelers Podcast presented by Deck Roofing Incorporated of South Florida. We are very proud to be part of the Variety Sports Network. And, of course, the show comes to you from the Frank Walker Law Studio. Very excited that the Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-0 on the year. And, yes, we will absolutely dive into that and a whole lot more. Look ahead to the Seahawks and all that. I just want to take a quick minute here. It is the 24th anniversary of the attacks on 9/11 and just pay our respects to all those who lost their lives, all the first responders that were involved that day. And you know, something that often gets forgotten too is the men and women in uniform that would go on to serve in Iraq and Afghanistan as well in the months and years that followed. So thanks to all them. And the last thing I'll say too is that I know that our country is dealing with some serious divisiveness right now. We hope to be on this program a complete break from that. I am certainly not going to want to deal with any of that in the chat tonight, and I don't have any reason why anybody would want to go there in the chat tonight, but we certainly won't be talking about any of that stuff. We're here to talk Pittsburgh Steelers, have some fun, drink some beers, and have some laughs. So looking forward to it. And as I said, the Steelers are 1-0. They'll get the Seattle Seahawks coming in to Acrisure Stadium for the home opener. And great to see everybody back in. I see Berner and Melvin and Dom, amongst others. Great to see you guys. And good to see everybody here. Is that an Ernie Stoutner jersey I see, Ben?
It is.
Ernie Stoutner, number 70. They need to bring those jerseys back, too. Ian, what are you still working on that keg of Oktoberfest?
I am, yes. It is quite delicious.
Just shameless plugs, I suppose, here. Hooked up with Ian last weekend when I was in the Berg, and we met up at the Penn Brewery, and highly recommend. Great food. Had the Wiener Schnitzel, and Ian got a nice little flight of beers. I had a lemonade shandy, which was outstanding. And
God, are you fucking serious?
I am totally serious. It was fantastic.
You went to a brewery and you had a shandy.
Yes, I did. God. It was quite warm that day, my man. But Ian let me sample some things. There was some great stuff there. So thanks to the folks at Penn Brewery.
Ian let him drink a beer.
They had one that was called the Liquid Schwartz, which was about as dark as the shirt Ben is wearing, and it was delicious.
And I'm not a dark beer person, but it was good. It was really good.
Oh, clearly you're not a dark beer person because
called
drinking shandies.
Melvin is slumming with his Basil Hayden and a cigar. I'm extremely jealous of that cigar, by the way. All right, Ryan Scarpino. Did the Pittsburgh Steelers win this past Sunday?
Hey, quick question for all of you.
Yes.
Mark, how many times have you hung out with Ian?
3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, I mean 3 or 4. I mean, there's been a couple of times we've met up. Like,
you live where? In Michigan.
I am in Michigan,
and I've hung out with Ian as well. Have Scarps and Ian ever actually met in person?
No,
haven't. And I was trying to meet up. I was trying to meet up on Saturday, and
fucking South Hills, North Hills thing going there.
I don't want to use kids as an excuse, but
you can. It's the kids are a good excuse.
I'm going to, but Ian has me tripled in the number of children.
The one time we were gonna hang out there, like my kids were sick, so like
I think you had the stomach bug or something.
Yeah, they had the croup.
Yes, nasty.
I have spent some time with Melvin as well, and his group. They were in for the Dallas game so many years ago. We had a great time. I wish I could say I remember more of it, Melvin. we had some beers, as we say in this show. But yeah, great time. And soon enough, we will all be together. That's for sure. So, Scarps, did the Steelers win on Sunday?
Yeah. I mean, a win is a win. I'm not going to take that away, but I do want to say that I think both teams had a chance to secure victory, but only one did. And this is if you've been following the Steelers for any period of time, this is what Mike Tomlin does. He wins one-score games more often than not. I think he's in the 65% range. I have to double check that, but it's just unbelievable. And and I picked the Jets to win by 1 point last week, 17-16, and I was so
by 1 point.
I was so off by the number of points.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, both teams moved the ball well, and I had I thought for sure that the Jets were going to at least give Nick Folk an attempt to win the game. I don't know if he was going to make that field goal, but I thought they'd at least get in range. So
how is it the Jets don't have a better kicker? There's a lot of good kickers out there.
I mean, he made a 50-yarder, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's like terrible, but
no, I know what you're saying, and it also makes you appreciate Boz a little bit more too. But yes, the Steelers won, but I also think that to a certain extent that the okay, let's be honest. The turning point in that game was that fumble on the kickoff because
that was
a
big one. Yep.
If they don't, and I mean this, if they don't fumble that kickoff, I absolutely believe they were at least going to get 3 out of that drive because they did whatever they wanted all game. The only time we really were effective was on that final drive, and I don't know what clicked. I don't know if they just got more comfortable and they saw some tendencies or whatever, but and I'm not saying this to glaze Justin Fields by any means or to say that he should have been re-signed, but that dude looked half decent. He was throwing the ball
compared to what he looked like in the preseason.
I mean, he was making throws into tight windows. He was very effective, man.
They designed an offense around him.
I mean, they could have did that here too, but they didn't want to.
Yeah, Ben, what was your big takeaway from Sunday?
First off, if I told you the Steelers were going to score 34,
excellent point
on Sunday, but they were only going to win but they weren't going to cover. They're going to win third. They're going to score 34, but they're not going to cover. You'd have been like, whatever. You're so full of wrong and wrong, right? First, that happened.
No doubt.
Big overview. Steelers passing offense, very effective. Lots of yards after the catch. You can credit both the receivers and the running back the quarterback for that. Running backs, not so much success. Run game, not great. And the Steelers defense was fucking terrible, especially the defensive line, which was thought to be a strength going into this season. I mean, Keanu Benton just got he was getting beaten so bad he was taking out teammates. The dude was getting beat so bad that first long run took out a teammate. Later on, there was a 17-yard run, took out a teammate. It's like, dude, you're getting your ass fucking handed to you. I mean, when a guy plays that bad, you expect him to have to sit or at least split time or something the next week. And Tomlin says, no, we're not even thinking about that. He's expected to get better, just like everyone else, and he better learn from it. And I'm just like, I mean, they were missing tackles and they were getting beaten on blocks. That's it. The end.
Yeah.
I mean, the basic shit. It's like, win your fucking assignment, win your gap, and make your goddamn tackles. That's it.
Like to welcome Tyler Miller into the program, who comes in with a banger.
Literally.
Yes.
Wow.
I intentionally did that. Welcome in, Tyler.
Wow.
Ian, let me
get
your...
Thank God for Boz. Sorry. That's it. I mean, thank God for Boz. Doubt. Special teams, Ben Skoranek. Hey, fuck.
Yep.
That guy had a monster game. Like he earned his annual check week 1.
No doubt. Ian, your takeaway from week 1.
My biggest takeaway was that Aaron Rodgers still has it, and not only has it, but has the arm strength to get balls there and make off-platform throws. Like, he was under serious pressure.
Yeah.
The line was not good, and he made one throw basically off of 1 foot falling away from it. That that was the touchdown pass to Calvin Austin. That when he threw that ball and like the camera panned, I was like, oh, it's going to the underneath guy for the first down. And then like I was like, oh, he overthrew him. And then like Austin was wide open for the touchdown. So not only does he still have it that his arm can make the throws, but he still has the downfield vision to see guys that are open and get the ball there, which we've all voiced, but I know I've voiced it. I was concerned about him not playing in the preseason and the offensive rhythm, but it was there in the passing game. DK Metcalf showed a lot more to me than just being a, downfield 9-route threat, that he could do a lot more with the ball in his hands. And they did a good job trying to scheme him away from Sauce Gardner. That, basically anytime they had him on not Sauce, they tried to get him the ball. The little wide receiver screen was a nice play, which I usually hate that play, but Metcalf made it work pretty well. The one other thing I'll mention is that we had 11 third downs, and 6 of them were of 10 plus yards, which is concerning, as Ben mentioned with the running game, that we weren't getting things going.
Well, I will immediately
one converted on penalty, right? As I recall,
I think that's right.
One converted on penalty, and otherwise they were 4 of 10, which ain't great, but it was enough.
I will just real quick. I'll issue my apology to both Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers, because I thought not playing him at all in the preseason was going to lead to just some epic amounts of rust. And to the credit of Aaron Rodgers, especially, the arm talent is still elite in my opinion. And as as Ian said, he threw some passes in very non-fundamental ways and completed those for big plays. So kudos to them. I had it wrong.
His arm is ridiculous. No, I'm not going to say you had it wrong, and here's why. Rodgers he plays a part. He is a component of the pass protection. Not only did he run into one of those 4 sacks, he walked into it. He's got to be more aware, and I think if he'd played a little more in the preseason and had a little more time with that first team offensive line, like, he would have been in a better rhythm with those guys.
Makes sense.
He would have known where they were, and he would have been able to move around more easily in the pocket and anticipate where the pass rush was coming from. And I just didn't see it.
I would also say too that he obviously, like, okay, it's a different coach. It's a different coach, different coordinator, I believe. But he's familiar with Jets players. I mean, it's not like he's not. So, like, I'm not saying it's the same exact team and they had the same exact calls, but, he obviously was pissed off about his time.
Oh, he had some fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he definitely wanted to prove it. And then also, too, it's week 1, right? Shit happens. Again, I'm no tape expert by any means, but the Steelers had guys running free, and that's very rare. Okay, so is that good play call, good play design? Is that also the fact that the Jets are learning a new system? They have a new coach who, But then I also think back to the Lions days with Aaron Glenn, and the Lions were willing to give up points because they knew they were going to score points.
Yeah.
But in this instant, it just didn't work out for them because they obviously did score more than the Steelers. But, I don't want to get too hyped over week 1. I mean, it was really not it was really cool to see a guy go to work that I grew up watching.
Mhm.
I'm very fortunate to say that in my years, I've gotten to see Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, and Aaron Rodgers. Thought Andrew Luck, but then he retired. But then and then now Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, and like I'm just grateful to be able to see that. And you know what? What do the kids say? Aaron Rodgers was in his bag, right? I mean, he was.
Oh, his aura was spectacular.
He was. Even though he walked into some sacks, it wasn't always on pace. But
I thought only one, but yeah.
But he like that go ahead touchdown to Calvin Austin. When he let it rip, I was like, holy fuck.
Right?
I mean, I don't even care if it was overthrown or nobody was in the vicinity. The fact that that trick came out of his hands, and I was like, holy hell.
The
and
emotion.
Then he was there. I was like, wow.
It was pretty. I was worried that it was too hard and that Austin was going to drop it. That was my first thought. I was like, holy fuck. I didn't think the Jets DBs played a very good game. Sauce Gardner played pretty well. The rest of them didn't. And it was just a question of Rodgers getting the ball to his playmakers and going, here, I'm going to put you in a spot. Yep. You run to this spot where I'm going to throw the ball, and you'll be in a position to be able to run from there. And a lot of that is, again, like you go, okay, there's here, here, and here. When a guy's played for 20 years, he can kind of see what's going to happen next. And he puts the ball over here because he knows his guy can grab it and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So, conversely, you have quarterbacks like Justin Fields last year with the Steelers who throw wide receivers into big hits, for example, or throw them into a hit and they get nothing after the catch. And I thought Fields played. I thought again, that's a knock on Fields last year. I thought Fields played very well within that RPO scheme that the Jets set up for him, and this is really an ideal offense for him to showcase his skill set, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like that, he's playing like that. They're gonna have some success. I mean, he said it after the game. He's like, they signed a bunch of guys this year. They went out and got a bunch of future Hall of Famers, blah blah blah, and we still put up 32 on them. And we didn't talk about this before, but there was a bunch of fluky shit that happened in that game that, had it not happened, the Steelers may not have won. I mean, that the fact that they went for two twice and missed twice. And, that's if they just kicked the ball both times, would have been a tie at the end of regulation. We would have gone to overtime, for example. That bobbled catch on the last drive between DK and Jonnu. That he came down with. I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, that was 1st and 10. It wasn't a third down play or anything, but still, it was an 11-yard gain, and it was fluky. I was thinking to myself when it happened, it's like it was meant to be, like we were supposed to win this game, But then we didn't get that penalty on 3rd down. That was clearly pass interference. I am sorry, 100%. And they were, Vinovich's team is they're kind of a let them play.
They are
kind of a unit. And so they were like, yeah, whatever, we're not calling that one. You got one earlier. Same drive. They gave us, it was a DPI in the same fucking drive. So they weren't giving us that one. And Boz got that 60-yarder, thank God. But, there were some really kind of fluky things that happened there throughout the course of it that they all not worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly that fumble, we all know the fumble was huge. That guy got cut, lost his job this week.
He did. It's already been replaced.
If only the Ravens had cut the guy that fumbled for them too, that would have helped everybody out.
I mean, hey,
happens to the best of them. Ian Melvin mentioned a little bit earlier in the chat that our play action was working despite the fact we couldn't run the ball to save our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Do you credit? I mean, is that a credit to Aaron Rodgers just in the ability that he has to use his hands and footwork to still carry out play action?
I think it's some of that, and I think it's also just Rodgers understanding the scheme of the offense. Like, he talked over the summer when he was in training camp, right?
Mhm.
That he already had the playbook memorized, right? He, as Ben mentioned, he's been around the league for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing back there. So I think that, you can call things different names, but it's still the same scheme. So he's like, oh, this is an over concept, or this is a, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
When he knows what the concept is, like executing the play action can pull that off. And then like he knows what he's looking for when he looks down the field versus a quarterback like Kenny Pickett or Justin Fields or whatever, who may or may not, probably not be able to read a defense. It's different for them trying to execute it. So I think that makes a big difference of him just knowing what keys to look for and then being able to have the vision to see the field and be able to get the ball to his guys. So there was some choppiness too. So, but I think overall I was encouraged about the passing game, but if our game plan for this season is like, hope Aaron Rodgers has some magic up his sleeve and can pull it out throwing the ball like 35, 40 times a game, that's not a recipe for long-term success this year. Like, it might work week to week once in a while, but like, let's not forget we were down by 9 at the beginning of the fourth quarter here. Like, this was a comeback victory that, was not easy. And like Ben said, needed a bunch of fluky things to happen. If it wasn't for that fumble, it probably wouldn't have happened.
I will hope is not a strategy. Scarps, go ahead.
Strategy. Yeah, I will say though that it was the first play after the fumble where he threw the touchdown to Austin.
Yeah.
That they were aggressive. Second,
I think it was the second. They
ran
the ball first.
My bad. Sorry, but in recent years, how many times would it have been 2 straight runs short of the sticks on third down, send out Boz for 3? Like, the fact that they were aggressive was great. I'm not saying that they're going to be able to do this every game, and I mean that. And for everyone thinking that Aaron Rodgers is to throw 4 touchdowns every game, I think we need to dial that back a little bit because it's been so long since. And I would also say this: throwing for 4 touchdowns in a game is not common. Okay, it really isn't. And so yeah, Pickett and Trubisky and Mason and Russ and Justin Fields didn't do it, but like Rodgers is a rare breed. But that being said, to expect him to do that every game, he's not going to be able to. They're going to eventually have to establish some sort of run. And even though the play action worked in this game, I sit there and think like, okay, how many missed tackles did the Jets have? I counted multiple where it allowed our guys, especially DK Metcalf, to get extra yards, Jalen Warren to get extra yards, and like
looks like that dude's hard to tackle.
It's like, well, Metcalf, he is.
I was impressed. I was like, ooh.
I was very impressed with this.
He absolutely is. But like both sides, Steelers and Jets, they took poor angles to the they didn't run to the tackle. They took poor angles. It is week 1. It is week 1. But I will say again, getting back to Mike Tomlin, this is his specialty. This is his bread and butter, and I'm not even knocking him for it. It's just what he does, and he does it better than anybody else in the league.
I want to shift over to the offensive line.
Oh boy,
yeah, I Burner just
I can go last.
Put up a question here. Ben, are we at a point, and I know I said this kind of in the preview and stuff as well, so it's probably a little redundant, but I mean, are we at a point where it's kind of like, well, we blame the offensive lineman, or do we blame Pat Meyer, or do we blame both, or where are we at, or is it just too early to be there? Granted, but he has been the offensive line coach now for what? This is his 3rd year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I blame a little bit of everybody. The Steelers have made this as difficult as they possibly can for Broderick Jones by starting him as a left tackle. He came in 1 week for Dan Moore, played well, and then the very next week they moved him to right tackle, and he sat there for 2 years.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to move him back to left, and I think he's having difficulty adjusting. As Ian has pointed out on the Slack chat, his footwork is okay. His sets are all right. Where he's lacking is he doesn't grab and he doesn't punch. His upper body, he just kind of
he grabs. He doesn't punch.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
you
absorbs.
you can grab as an offensive lineman. Like Tyron Smith used to do it. He was awesome. Like people were like, he was so big and strong that as soon as he got his hands on you, you were done. Like if you let him get his hands on you, it was over. Like he just had you. Jones is a big, strong kid, but he's waiting for the pass rusher to come, and then he's catching him. It's like he's playing catch with a medicine ball or something. I don't know. But then, Pat Meyer sucks. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
I don't see any improvement. I don't see any difference.
I'm not a fan. Setting that aside, again, Steelers definitely made it as difficult as they possibly could for Jones. And Jones has got to play better. He's got to do more. He's got to be more aggressive. I get it. You can reach too far with your hands. I understand that.
Yep.
But he's got to become more of a striker. He's got to get these guys off of their trajectory. As soon as they come off the line, he's got to hit a shoulder one way or the other. He's got to be thinking about it before they even move. And he's not. He's waiting.
To Berner's point in the chat, I mean, is there going to be a time frame for Broderick Jones?
4 years, in my opinion.
Or is the problem that there's really no one to put in? I mean, Andres Pete has some tackle experience, but he's been primarily a guard in the NFL.
He can play tackle, but I think I'd be more comfortable seeing him at right tackle. And Fautano's, he's playing okay. He's not playing great, but he's growing into the position in the NFL. So I'm not super concerned about that, if you know what I mean. His run blocks were actually pretty respectable on Sunday. That was nice to see.
They got him out in space.
Blocking,
well,
yeah, his pass blocking was, not great.
Yeah,
but it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't great.
No.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, Ian, jump in.
Yeah, please.
So I think Fautanu and Jones kind of had opposite problems in pass blocking. That Jones, I think everything Ben said, I agree with. But Jones, I think, was also like setting too high so that like when guys came at him with a bull rush, like he was standing up too straight. And when they hit him with a bull rush, he had no like butt to sink back on. He didn't have an anchor to stop them and just got walked back into the quarterback. He actually did decent against like speed rushes. What killed Broderick was like spin moves and inside moves to the inside. Yeah. When guys, started outside and then countered with their hands and went inside. Fautanu did really well against inside moves and against stunts. They ran a couple stunts on that side, and Fautanu did pretty well. He struggled against the speed rushes on the outside. So it's like you got different problems on different sides, right? That it's like Fautanu was struggling against the speed rush and Jones was struggling against the inside moves. And sometimes it just converged on like a bunch of guys meeting at Aaron Rodgers.
Quinnen Williams was just beating him. He was just beating his ass, like bull rushing him, picking him up and walking him back. He looked like. Do you remember the time that Cam Hayward grabbed that center and walked him back and had the center and the quarterback and made the sack? Yeah. It was like that. It was like that. Williams was beating him like he was his little brother.
Yeah.
And I would also. Go ahead.
To finish my point on Fautanu, he did a really nice job getting out in space. They ran some like screen passes, some stretch run plays, some zone block stuff like over to the right side. And when he could get to the second level, he did a good job finding contact and finding a guy to block, which was nice to see on that side. So for really being his first full NFL game, I thought he did a pretty nice job as, I guess a second-year player, but really a rookie.
Right. And I was just about to say that too, Melvin. The Jets are good up front, and
they are.
Yeah, Seattle's going to be good up front too.
They are too.
And so, I think these first two are.
It's going to
good
be a while
challenges.
before we play somebody like Cincinnati.
Right. Not necessarily good up front. Scarps, you wanted to go last when discussing the offensive line, and you got your wish. So go for it.
Hater.
I didn't even say anything yet.
I know. I was just preparing. I had it in the barrel already. So
I think that the offensive line obviously has to play better. But getting back to the Rodgers thing, like, he's not going to last long this year if he keeps getting smacked. There's just no chance. And I thought that this year that the group that was going to be challenged the most, the two groups challenged the most, wide receivers and offensive line. I think that the wide receivers can be better than we expect them to be if the O-line plays better than we expect them to be. So it's all about unison and sync and all that stuff. That being said, do I feel bad for Broderick Jones in a way? Yes, because they've flopped his position. I mean, look at Kendrick Green. He was a guard in college. They made him a center, and then also look at Kevin Dotson.
Yep.
As well. And Kevin Dotson's a Pro Bowler now at a different place. I think this goes back to obviously coaching, but is Pat Meyer the best offensive line coach they can get? Now, I'm not talking that, Mike Munchak's going to come back like every jag-off in the world says every offseason. Oh, they really need a Mike Munchak. I heard he's interested. It's like, no, but can they do better? Can they do better than Pat Meyer? They're the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course they can. Open the fucking checkbook, man, and get somebody in here who knows what they're doing. And I mean this. You see this every year. Like, yes, there's the Bill Callahans of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
That have been in this league for a long time. They've been head coaches, they've been coordinators, they've been this and that, but they go to their specialty. So I'm not even asking for some young, innovative mind to do this. I'm talking about a guy that fucking knows what he's doing. And as the Steelers, you should be able to find that guy. And Pat Meyer is not that guy. And Aaron Rodgers is not going to make it to week 4 if they keep fucking smacking him around like this. It's absolutely like, and if he does, it's because he's not as old as I think he is.
I couldn't agree more. That was one of the themes that I had too coming out, Ben.
Since we're talking about wide receivers real quickly, one guy I was looking forward to seeing him do something so we could get a sense for whether or not he was a worthwhile pick 2 years ago was Roman Wilson. The dude played 10 snaps and he got 0 targets. What's the deal with that?
Well, simply, Ben, based on what he did in the preseason, I think we were all fooled a little bit. I thought we were going to see a guy that was going to be a contributor. I'm not saying put up huge numbers. I just thought he'd be a contributor.
I just thought head do something. And don't get me wrong, Calvin Austin played well. I don't have gripes. He did. And Calvin Austin was at 5'9" was being guarded by a guy who was 6'1" and still had a nice game. Hey, okay, I'm good. Yep. We're good. It's fine. But I wanted to see if there really was something there with Roman Wilson or not, especially the way that he's been talked up by Zach Azzani and by Aaron Rodgers. I was like, something? A target in the open field?
A target would have been nice. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think that's something we might get an answer to as the season progresses, but I don't think we will over the next few weeks. I don't know. I was surprised by that as well. Anything else offensively? What about Gainwell kind of being the bell cow, if you will, to start out, and now Warren ended up with more carries and just better overall, but clearly they are infatuated with Gainwell here, Scarps.
Yeah, I'll take this one. And I know Ben hates fantasy football, but is anyone that's fucking dealt with a player in Arthur Smith's offense, you know that you never draft them because he doesn't give a shit about your fantasy football team. And Kenneth Gainwell, Kenny G. Is he still Kenny G? Yeah, little songbird. Is he still? Is he Kenny G? Or did he change his name back?
He did outsnap. He did outsnap Jalen Warren by 5 snaps.
Like
he didn't have as many touches, but still.
Right.
Did Slay change his name back to Washed?
We'll get to the defense, buddy.
Oh, my bad.
Let's stay on the offense.
Wow.
My bad.
He didn't even preface that with Casey's going to touch on this. He just came out with it.
He did.
Casey
He did have a bad game. I mean,
okay, but getting back to Kenneth Gainwell, I said on the show multiple times that I absolutely think they're going to have a running back by committee approach
For sure.
because I know how Arthur Smith operates, and every jagoff that drafted Caleb Johnson before Jalen Warren is an idiot because they bought into the ESPN or Yahoo rankings, and they thought that Caleb Johnson fumbled on a kickoff. Fortunately, like I saw this, I think I said it to you guys. There were five plays that 5 turnover potential plays, and every one of them went the Steelers' way.
Went our way.
Yeah,
now,
and that's
I'm
another
not
fluky thing that went our way, and it was just like, okay, that can't happen every week.
I'm not apologizing for it, but I'm saying that when you're a chronic loser like the Jets, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And I think that Aaron Rodgers was pissed off.
Did Gainwell fumble on that kickoff, or
no? Gainwell forced the fumble.
Right.
Johnson fumbled on the kick return that we recovered. Gainwell forced the fumble that got Xavier Gibson cut.
And then we also put it on the ground one other time.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
That we recovered.
I was like, I'm watching this game going, I thought Jalen Warren was a good pass protector. Why is he in the game when it's a passing situation and they're putting Gainwell in instead? I was as baffled as the rest of you. I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
It feels like they're really trying to find a rotation. That's what it felt like to me the other day. They're not set on anything. I don't even know if it's so much as saying we're just going to go with the hot hand. I think they're just looking for a rotation.
There was no hot hand at running back.
No, that's what I mean. They feel like that's what they need to see in order to say, okay, now we know what we've got. When in fact you are just rotating these guys in and out, and well, nobody really stepped up on Sunday. Ian,
I do want to point out, Aaron Rodgers ran some no huddle. I don't know if it was by design or if he was just like, I see something, go, we're going up to the line. And some of the times, like when they had Gainwell in and converted a third down, and he was like, go up to the line. I like this personnel matchup we have, right? Like that keeps Gainwell in the game. And then it's like, oh, we're going to call a running play because I like what I see. And actually, Rodgers audibled a couple times. I think he audibled to the pitch play one time. Because I saw him like hand signaling and changing something, and then they ran the pitch play. I was like, did he audible to the pitch play? But I think Gainwell got like 4 yards or something. But nevertheless, drink. I said nevertheless.
Drink. Everyone.
Oh, my bad. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry about that.
Nevertheless,
neither was I. but I think some of Gainwell's getting more snaps was that when he was in and Rodgers went no huddle, he just stayed in, right? That some of it's just that. It's not necessarily scripting and who they necessarily want in any given situation.
And that's a fair explanation. Yes. And also we got to see the classic Aaron Rodgers at work. He got everybody up to the line when the Jets were trying to change personnel, and he got the 5-yard penalty. I don't believe we scored on that drive, but nevertheless, either way,
doesn't count.
It was great to see.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, no excuse to drink for me.
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
Nonetheless, Defensively, holy shit. What happened to this team defensively? I thought this was supposed to be a historic elite defense. Now, granted, there were a few injuries. I understand that. But my Lord, what on earth, Ben Anderson, happened to this defense? They gave up 32 points to the New York Football Jets.
I mean, I've already talked about this. They weren't doing the basics. Like, if you're not doing the basics, if you're not staying in your gap, if you're getting whipped block after block after block, and you're missing tackles on top of that, they had people in the backfield ready to make the tackle, almost there, almost got him, miss. If you miss tackles and you get whipped on blocks, you play bad defense. I mean, I didn't think the DBs played that badly. Oh, okay. Slay aside.
Slay had some moments.
Slay did not play well. I didn't think the DBs played that badly in coverage. I really didn't. In particular, the Jets seemed to be very frustrated by Jalen Ramsey. They were pissed, which generally, I mean, it pretty much tells me, okay, well, maybe they think the guy is a dick. He's talking too much, but they're also pissed off because he's playing well.
Well, you know what? Ramsey's the type of guy that you can't stand if he's on any other team, but you love if he's on your team.
I don't love him.
I don't love him. I agree with Scarps. I don't love the guy, but
you know what I mean, though. I'm not crazy about it either, but
it's like, okay, well, he played pretty well. Just look at his play and set aside all the other bullshit. He played pretty well.
Yeah.
He had a nice play at the end of the game, obviously. Called it game.
Yep.
I thought that Highsmith played a pretty nice game. Watt, I know people are criticizing him. I'm like, whatever. The dude had 2 tackles for losses and a pass defense versus an RPO team where you have to sit and watch and wait.
It's a horrible offense to play.
You don't just get to tee off on the quarterback, which I wish they would have done more of, to be perfectly honest. They were blitzing quite a bit, but you still can't just haul ass after the quarterback because you run the risk of running past him. And if you run past Justin Fields, it's 6 points.
Yeah. Ian, your take on the defense's performance?
It was bad. It was really bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, for as much talking as they did in the offseason about, we could be the greatest defense ever, this is an elite unit, they played like ass. And I thought one of the things that was telling was in they've mentioned it on the broadcast, but in the pregame interviews prep week interviews, right?
Yeah.
Justin Fields told the TV crew, he was like, I was there and I probably know their defense better than they know their defense because Terrell Austin has no friggin' creativity. So Justin Fields goes to the Jets and he's like, oh, well, here's what they're going to do because this is just what they do. They don't do anything else, right?
Yep.
And like Justin Fields was on the team last year when the Ravens ran for 300 yards against us in the playoffs.
Oh,
and
yeah,
saw exactly how we schemed that. And we didn't do anything friggin' different. Like it was like I'm sitting here watching the game and I was like, they literally gave up 300 yards rushing in the playoffs and fixed nothing. Like, I know they drafted Derek Harmon and he wasn't available, and Loudermilk is like Loudermilk's like having one of those blocking dummies in there, right? Like
Loudermilk wasn't as bad as Benton though, man.
No, Benton was bad too. They were both.
Benton was awful. I just like if the defensive line had even played competently.
Yeah.
Just not well, just competent.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had that many, like close to that many yards.
Yeah.
Half that many yards.
They were also not at all prepared for Justin Fields and Breece Hall's speed. And Breece Hall gave us problems last year, too.
Yes.
When Rodgers was here. And in both games we played the Jets. Last year when Rodgers was their quarterback and this year when Fields was their quarterback. Both games, the Jets fell apart when they went away from Breece Hall. Right? Like they were doing fine last year, and then they went away from Breece Hall and let Rodgers throw the ball, and he threw 2 picks. This year, we could not stop their offense when Breece Hall was in the game.
No.
And then they'd take him out to give him a breather because he was tired from running so much. And then like we'd be able to stop them. Like when they put Braylon Allen in, we could actually stop them. But when Breece Hall was in the game, we really couldn't stop them. And that's a problem. I know he's fast. He's a good running.
Oh no, I agree. I did not understand the rotation a little bit of where Benton was playing. I think Cliff kind of alluded to this a little bit.
Yeah.
Why did they have Yahweh? I always say his name wrong.
Y.A.
Black.
Y.A.
Yeah.
Y.A. Black.
I mean, why wasn't he over center?
I have no idea. Because they think they're smarter than everyone else and are going to put him at 3 tech. And
he didn't play that many snaps.
No, he didn't. But it just seems to me that if I'm getting gashed by the run, and I already know that I've got a guy that's getting just completely annihilated in there, why am I not going to go with a long-armed, massive-bodied dude to at least see what I can get? I don't.
I mean, objectively, Black is best as a 2-gapper, which would fill that role like as a 1 tech, right? Or 0 tech, either way you want to play it.
Right.
But slanted one or whatever. You're like,
yeah.
But they think they're smarter than everyone else, and like, no, we're going to put our guy who we've designated as our nose tackle in there, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Have they only taught him to play the 3 tech? Have they only taught him the reads of the 3 tech? I mean,
that's possible.
That's a good question.
That's a good point.
They talked about this week, and it's like young guys, you don't want to throw too much at him. He'll progress, he'll move along, and he'll play more later. But if all they've taught him is to play 3 tech, and all they've taught him is his reads and his keys from 3 tech, maybe they don't want him playing 0 and 1 tech yet. I don't know.
That could be.
I'm speculating. I don't have any idea. But I don't disagree with anything that you're saying right now.
No,
especially given that Benton played so poorly. Now, granted, he was getting double teamed, but you can't get beaten so badly that you take out a teammate and they get a 2-for-1. You can't do that.
It's hard to argue with that. Yeah.
No, right. No, it is. And I mean, you could just see from the first run of the game that it was just going to be a problem. Everybody was blown out, and our linebackers weren't getting. I mean, you could just feel it.
After the first run of the game, that they would go, okay, all right, we're gonna no, and we'll get to the linebackers in a second. They played like shit, but after the first run of the game, I thought, okay, they'll settle down, they'll play better. That was fucked up. Black got beaten so badly he took out Cam. It's fluky. That won't happen again. It happened again and again. And it happened like 4 times. I was like, what the fuck? And then the linebackers are running free because the defensive linemen are getting double teamed.
Excuse me.
There's nobody running out to block linebackers most of the game. And they're still gashing us because we're not taking good angles toward the ball carrier and we're missing.
That's what I was going to add is there were several different plays where they were double down on Cam and then they would double down on Benton. Mm-hmm. Now, that should open lanes for your linebackers.
Right.
And it wasn't. Our guys were not getting there.
Wait, we have inside linebackers. I didn't know that.
Officially, Scarps, yes. Officially.
I mean, like Queen, I lost track of how many tackles he overran.
That was Queen's big issue last year.
And he talked about it after the game. He was, he was candid. We played like shit. We can't play like this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If we we're going to get our faces smashed in if we play like this again.
I appreciated his honesty, but
so do I. But dude, you got to play better than that. Jesus.
Yeah.
So they've allowed 27 points or more in 5 of the last 6 games. And the one they didn't allow 27 points, they still lost the game. I'm gonna say this until they prove me wrong. They are a fake tough unit on defense that continually talk shit. It started with Juan Thornhill talking about Juan Thornhill talking about being historic, and then Mike Tomlin talked about Mike Tomlin talked about the potential of this defense and like blah 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 blah. Bottom line, Cam was terrible. Keanu Benton was
Cam's out of shape.
Yeah, Cam was okay, but he was okay.
And I don't think Derek Harmon, who's a rookie, is going to suddenly fix the fact that they can't stop the fucking run.
No.
And on this show last week, I said that Patrick Queen is for the worst free agent contract they're probably ever going to do, and I'm going to stand by that. But I had high expectations for Peyton Wilson, and he was non-existent.
Yeah, non-factor.
That's cool. That's cool.
Peyton Wilson was okay in the past. He was fine, but yeah, against the run, he was
Let me
awful.
finish, Ben, please.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. I'm kind of being a dick, but
it's fine.
Peyton Wilson makes a tackle at a preseason game and body slams somebody like fucking Macho Man Randy Savage, and Yinzer Nation thinks he's the greatest thing ever, and he does nothing when it matters most. And the secondary was equally as bad because Justin Fields was putting the ball wherever he wanted to, and you know what, Jalen Ramsey annoys the shit out of me. I don't want him on this team, but he made a very good play at the end of the game, and it was all about a very instinct. He knew he was looking at Fields the whole time. He knew exactly where he was going to go. So I appreciate his efforts. But until this defense,
I agree, he's a dick.
Until this defense actually does something without talking, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care anymore. And you know what? They have a tough test this week against Seattle because Seattle's got a decent offense and they like to run the ball, and they got two guys that can run the ball. So you know what? You're at home.
They got good offensive line.
You're at home. They're coming across the country. Shut the fuck up, lock it in, and shut down the run. I don't want to hear about because already today, Juan Thornhill was like, "Oh, we got it fixed." Do you, Juan? Do you really jog Thornhill? Are you listening to this podcast right now? Do you know what I mean? Like, just shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Yeah. Just shut up and go out and perform. Because you know what? The guys that actually won big games with this team, the great defenses, the elite defenses. And here's another elite defense that nobody wants to talk about because it didn't end well. The 2004 defense. We don't talk about that because they ended poorly against the Patriots.
Yeah.
That 04 defense was elite.
Really good.
This team and this players and this defense can't hold a candle to any of those teams. And also the coaching sucks. The scheme sucks. The fucking preparation sucks. And the head coach, and I love Mike, I really do, but it's the same fucking thing every year. Jabril Peppers. Oh, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to play for Mike Tomlin. Well, you're on your fourth team in the last fucking 7 years, dude. So you really didn't have a choice, did you?
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Rants with
Cooking with
Ryan
Scarps.
Scarpino.
Let Scarps
Scarpino's
cook.
a hater. Fucking
I'm
hater.
not nothing, and I'm gonna.
You haven't said anything that ain't true, dude.
All right, I'm going to spread some sunshine now. The most impressive thing,
John Denver rolling up.
Yes. The most Ryan just leaves, right? Like, I don't want to hear this shit, right? All right. The most impressive thing the defense did all game was after Jalen Ramsey made the play to break up the pass on 4th down to Garrett Wilson, refraining from taking his helmet off and getting a 15-yard penalty. And
you're not wrong.
He was running down the field. I saw him. He took the straps off. I was like, shit, he's going to take his helmet off. But he didn't. He somehow refrained from taking his helmet off and getting the 15-yard penalty. And I was like, he just made this play. And like, I saw him take the straps off and start yelling and screaming. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. Because like, here's the thing, right? Ramsey, like got in a little scuffle earlier.
Oh yeah. Led into halftime.
Got that penalty. Got the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So before halftime, he drew the 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty, but then he got the 15-yard like low tackle penalty, which was bullshit.
The classic low block.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Which was
I didn't agree with the call either, but I understand the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you have a guy,
somebody in the open field.
When you have a guy who plays on the edge like Ramsey does, anytime like something like that happens, there's an equal chance that he either makes a big play or makes an incredibly stupid play and just ruins things, right? He's like the football version of Evgeny Malkin, right? When Evgeny Malkin gets pissed off, he either takes 4 penalties or he gets a hat trick, right? Like there's no in between. And like I feel like watching Ramsey, I was like, he's either going to make a big play or he's going to make a dumb shit play. And he made a big play, and then I was really worried he was going to make a dumb shit play, but he didn't. So props to him for not taking his helmet off till he got to the sidelines.
Yeah, it's crazy that we have to actually like applaud a guy for that. But to your point, you're
props
right,
to you
Ian.
for not pulling a Pac-Man Jones. Good for you.
Yeah.
Or pulling a who is the guy from the Browns that the one year took his helmet off and threw it?
Dwayne Brown.
Dwayne Rudd.
Dwayne Rudd. That's
Dwayne
right.
Rudd.
Yeah.
Dwayne Rudd. Dwayne Rudd. And they lost the fucking game.
They did.
Because the game couldn't end in a defensive penalty, so they gave them an untimed down.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 10 yards or 15?
It was 15.
Yards?
It's unfortunately contact.
They gave him 15 yards,
yes.
which gave them the opportunity to kick the field goal to win the fucking game. Wow.
Yeah, that's not a good resume builder right there at all. You guys mentioned TJ Watt a little bit earlier. His statistics are just ridiculously different between his home games and his away games. It seemed pretty obvious that they had a plan. I think, Ben, you laid it out pretty well, that playing against a heavy RPO team is just awful for edge rushers. It's harder. And
they shifted the protection toward Watt, which gave Highsmith some opportunities.
Yep,
in my opinion, that was good, and they didn't run toward Watt, which was smart because when they did, it got shut down. When they ran away from him, they were getting all kinds of fucking yards. So good for them again. I thought Membu played pretty well. As rookies go, but he got a lot of help.
Like 2 or 3 guys worth of help.
Well, okay. He either an extra guy or 2 extra guys on that side. They were definitely shifting the protection toward Watt, and they should. I mean, the guy's really fucking good. And a lot of other teams have done that in years past, and it's worked. So teams are going to copy that and minimize Watt that way. They need to move Watt around more.
Yeah,
they need to rush him from the inside standing up. They need to rush him from the other side at Highsmith's position. They need to move things after people get to the line, swap them.
Is it possible that maybe that was something they were thinking of, but then with Herbig's injury, it kind of took that away? Because we have seen the 3 outside backers on the field at one time.
I mean, honestly,
matter.
I agree with you, Ian. I'm just wondering.
If Herbie comes in, if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm telling my quarterback to audible to a run and run it at Herbie.
No argument there.
Like my kingdom for a stunt, right? Like, holy cow, run TJ on a stunt. He doesn't have to run from the outside every time. Like, he doesn't have to run through a tight end, a tackle, and then a running back just to get to the quarterback every single time.
That's
he can make
good.
He can make a stab and then move around this way. I agree.
Right.
Yeah, like run stunts are not that hard, right? And he's got, Cam Hayward next to him and just loop him. It's not that.
Well, Cam plays on the other side.
Well, but move him around, right? Put Benton or whoever, right? Like,
I mean, how drunk am I to really start talking truth right now? But
here we go.
Is it Atlanta?
No, not that. That was a good night though. And Ben and I, and for full transparency, Ben and I had a little back and forth in the group chat earlier this week about TJ Watt. It wasn't necessarily TJ Watt. It was about the performance of the Jets O-line. And keep in mind, they lost their best offensive lineman that week. And there were, I think, 26 pass protection snaps, including RPOs. But I saw a clip online that showed that is it Membu?
Yes.
That Membu had he won every one battle with TJ. I think it was maybe 4 or 5, but he won every one of them. Okay. So I want to give the kid credit for doing
No
what
doubt
he was supposed to do. That being said, I don't hold that against TJ Watt. I don't because I think TJ Watt is all world. I want to say this though. Every offseason for the past couple years, they talk about we need to line TJ up here and there and not put him in the same spot. And TJ says, oh, I need to be open to doing that. And I'm going to do that. They don't fucking do it. He is, he is a one-trick pony and he's good at what he does, but it doesn't always work. And until they adjust and put him in positions to succeed, they're going to do the same shit. And if teams are smart, they're going to do the same shit that the Jets did. They're going to run away from him. And they're going to put him in situations that benefit the offense. And for far too long, teams have not done that. And maybe because they think they're outsmarting the Steelers and they don't think TJ's going to see it, but TJ's too good enough a player to not see it. And I'm tired of the lip service. I'm tired about, we need to do this, we need to do that. Just go out and do it. That's all I ask.
Steve, that's funny. I'm also single and high around 72% of the time.
Drink one for Steve. Let's go, Steve.
That was a great comment to the single high coverage that we play.
Yes,
We're either cover 1 or cover 3. It's
that's pretty much all it was on Sunday.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Which is also how we play defense at my house. Sometimes it's cover 6, right? It's but
fair enough.
I mean, and the Steelers will play some cover 6 every once in a while to surprise people, which is great.
Yeah,
I love to see combo coverage, but it's rare.
Well, I think to the point that some of the guys in the chat had
Ben completely missed my joke, but
has mentioned.
I saw it.
There's just no creativity.
No, there's not.
There's just not. I mean,
it's lacking. The only people on the field that have got a great deal of autonomy are the 2 inside linebackers. Well, and even they don't have a lot.
The interesting part is, this week we're going to see Seattle, Mike McDonald come in here, and that dude is like a mad scientist when it comes to
evil
defensive
genius
alignments and shit. I mean, you're going to see the complete opposite of what we do defensively. And this is one of those games I'm glad we have Aaron Rodgers because he's going to have to decipher a lot of stuff at the line of scrimmage and be able to set the protections. And
he will, but hopefully he will set the protections because the protections sucked last weekend.
Right.
That was why I was like, why didn't this dude play?
This is a fair question by Melvin here, especially on early downs.
Especially this week.
Holcomb get more snaps. Yeah.
Heavy run team.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Kenneth Walker doesn't have like blazing speed.
Did Holcomb get any snaps last week?
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't even check.
I don't recall.
Holcomb had
might have had a couple
0 snaps. He had 8 special team snaps.
Yeah.
0 snaps on defense. Fucking wow.
Yeah. I know I've heard comments that they think he's recovered miraculously, but they don't believe he's all the way back, so to speak.
So why is he on the team?
Well, that's what. In all honesty, Ryan, that's a great question.
He took a cut in salary, and they feel bad for him. I don't know. I'm speculating, dude. I don't know.
Anyway, the Seahawks come in
this
week.
Malik Harrison played, and Holcomb didn't.
Well, and Malik Harrison's hurt.
He is out. He is on
Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler absolutely just popped his Achilles. Why does everybody blow their Achilles out in every league now? What the fuck is going on?
It's the injury du jour now, dude. I don't understand it either. It's injury du jour.
Are you lagging right now, or is that just me?
He's doing some Peter Frampton.
Sorry.
Do you?
The injury du jour is the Achilles tear.
It
right
is.
now. I don't understand why. I think it may have something to do with the way that athletes are training, because it's every single league, all of them. So it's like this has got to be something where there's a consistency with the way that athletes are training, and that's why they're
well. So Ben, you're right, and they keep talking about like the guys take this unnatural step backwards, and I mean I'm no fucking.
And then they try and push off.
Yes,
they try and push off based upon that.
Yeah,
what happened to Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's up to your interpretation. So
It actually was good. No. Seahawks come in. They're coming off a loss this past Sunday to the Niners, and the Niners are they were struggling to field a healthy team by the end of that game and hung on for the victory. But Seattle's got a good defensive front, nice offensive line, two very solid running backs. I think Sam Darnold, if they don't get some pressure on him, he has the ability to just get on his spot and throw dimes. They're going to have to get at his feet and his legs. And, so that's just my preliminary thought. Ian, what are you looking at this week as the Seahawks come to town?
Yeah, I mean, you're right between the two running backs, Walker and
Charbonnet.
Charbonnet, whatever you want to say. Charbonnet.
It's like a good wine, except it's
right. Charbonnet. Yeah. One of my professors in college liked to drink Dubonnet, which was a dessert wine. But at any rate, both those guys are decent. Walker's kind of a workhorse kind of back that can grind things out for you. But really, Darnold came back down to earth at the end of last year, and especially in the playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, he had 150 yards passing last week and 124 worth to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, and that guy gets some yards after the catch, too.
He does.
Like, JSN's a good receiver, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But he also fumbled twice. And, like, this is not a team that I see as like a high power offense. Like, they can do some nice things, but I mean, they should put Ramsey on JSN wherever he goes on the field and basically dare Sam Darnold to throw to Cooper Kupp against Darius Slay, right? Which is going to be like two old people fighting in a retirement home. Like Cooper Kupp against Darius Slay, right? Like, what are we doing here?
Give me back my soup.
Yeah. So also,
is Ben on mute?
He is.
Yeah.
I just have to point this out.
Is JPJ gonna play? What do we think?
I don't know, but Eccles played decently when he filled in. So I just have to point this out.
Eccles.
So I'm watching the NC State Wake Forest game, and the quarterback for Wake Forest just threw a pass that drilled the referee right in the ball. Like the ref that's like, right in the middle of the field.
It was his longest yard.
It was, oh man, it was bad. It was hilarious.
Outstanding.
So, tried really hard not to laugh, but
right.
Yeah. He just like drilled him right in the balls. Anyways, back to the Steelers game. The defense has to play better. The defense has to. Like, they cannot come home against a West Coast team traveling across the country and be as bad as they were. If they play like they did, we didn't deserve to win that game. We pulled it out of our ass, but they have to play better.
Yeah.
And I think they will. Seattle's offensive line is also kind of bad. Like, they're not real good. They gave up a lot of pressure, a couple sacks again, or no sacks, but a lot of pressure to the 49ers, and they really didn't get their running game going very much. Like, so I think there's opportunities here for us to get better. Like, yeah, Seattle only averaged 3.2 yards a carry against the 49ers.
They just ran the ball enough. against a beat up team to win.
Well, the 49ers aren't the Steelers, so let's up that average a little bit.
Yeah, but still, if they can stop JSN and get some pressure on Darnold, like he's a completely different player when he doesn't have Justin Jefferson to throw the ball to. I'm sorry, he just is. So
really, I like every quarterback
would
be completely different that they didn't have that guy to throw the ball.
Yeah,
to.
but I think the bubbles popped with him, right? Like he had a good
agree.
I get what you're saying.
I said the same thing when they signed him, dude. I was like, no, that is 100%. He had good protection most of the year, and also had a great receiver and pretty good, like
running game to
periphery, pretty good periphery receivers as well.
Yeah,
but one guy who's a great receiver.
Yeah. You guys, any other thoughts on the Seahawks before we get to our predictions?
Their punter's pretty good too. Dixon's a good punter.
Well, I'll save those thoughts for predictions, I guess.
All right.
I would just say that I think that, as Ian said, that the Seahawks aren't really a high-powered offense or whatever, but like I didn't think the Jets were going to do that good, and look what they did.
That's a good point.
So I think that that's my comment, and let's go to predictions.
I think that Justin Fields, knowing the Steelers defense as he did, gave the Jets a leg up offensively on us, and I'll give him props for using what he knew, and I will give the Jets props for playing to his strengths, and putting up a lot of yards and a lot of points. Props to them for doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so Seattle comes in 0-1. Steelers are 1-0. The Steelers have welcomed the Seattle Seahawks 4 times as their home opening opponent, and in those games they are 2-2. And your prediction for this weekend's contest, it's a 1 p.m. kick at Acrisure Stadium, 83 degrees and no rain. Should be a nice warm afternoon there on the river. Ian, what do you got?
Ian, what time do you start drinking on Sunday?
I'm not going to the game this weekend, so I'll probably start drinking.
I'm really disappointed in you.
What a fair weather fan he is.
Yeah. Oh, the weather's going to be great. I'm just not going. So I will probably start drinking at 12:55 or so.
Little pregame beverage
this week. Yes. So as I was saying, I don't think Seattle's offense is all that good. They've got some injuries in their secondary too. I think we can do enough to win. So I was looking for what's the line on the game? I was trying to
2.5 Steelers.
2.5 Steelers. Okay.
Again.
Yeah, of course. What's the over under?
39.5.
39.5. Okay. Well, I was all right. Well, I was going to go. All right.
I'm taking the over.
I'm just sticking with my prediction. Anyways, I'm going to go Steelers. Steelers 24. Yeah. 3 touchdowns and a field goal. No. Steelers 24. Seahawks 17. There we go.
24-17. Good guys.
24-17. Yeah.
Ben Anderson, what do you got for your prediction?
Well, I'm a little nervous about this game because the Seattle home openers, I still have the flashbacks to the Ben Roethlisberger game where he ripped his elbow. And
absolutely, which you should.
I was at that game sitting in Ian's seats. And
oh, yeah, you were. That's right.
I was. And it was hot. It was another hot day.
Yep.
And I had, 18 inches of plastic to sit in. And it was hot as fuck and uncomfortable. It's great.
Never heard that described like that. That was really good.
It was wonderful. The sun is beating down on you.
Yeah, they're on the sun.
You're like you're sitting in a coach seat.
12 icy lights deep. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I was way more than 12 icy lights deep by the time I got in there. And
oh man, Melvin is just killing me right now.
Anyway,
I'll be back.
So I'm nervous about this.
Yeah,
They do have some injuries along the defensive backfield, and the Steelers' offense seemingly their strength is the passing game, so that gives the Steelers an advantage. I'm concerned about the Seahawks being able to sustain drives because they can run.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think this is going to be a real high-scoring game, but I am going to go Steelers. I'm going to go Steelers 24, Seahawks 21. So the Steelers cover, but barely.
Barely. Okay. Well, Scarps is draining his, he's peeing. So I guess I'll go.
Here's a guy who couldn't come up with an analogy quick enough.
I couldn't.
Drain the main vein.
Any analogy I was going to come up with was
Ryan had
really
to
bad.
shake the dew off his lilies.
That was quick. Scarps, do you have your prediction?
That was amazing.
What do we all go with?
Are you like,
well,
Scarps, are you like John Voight in what movie was that where he had the piss jar and he was like doing doing the stakeout? No.
Apocalypse Now?
No. John Voight wasn't in Apocalypse Now.
No.
Striking Distance?
Oh, that was Martin Sheen was in Apocalypse Now. I'm sorry, they
Right.
kind of look alike.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll figure that out later.
Jeff Striking Distance, Jeff Striker.
What do you got, Scarps?
Wait, hold on. Did everybody go?
I did not.
I was
yet.
24/7.
No, you're up.
Came back on.
Yeah.
So we've
No.
got we've
Ben,
got.
what'd you have?
No. Don't tell him what we did. What's your prediction?
All right.
I'm gonna go back to the stopping the run, and if I'm Seattle, I'm doing everything I can to run the football, and Jackson Smith-Njigba's really good receiver. Cooper Kupp is older, but the guy can still play.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna take. I'm on the fence.
Oh, he's
I'm on
trembling.
the fence. I'm on the fence because this team just does not win or lose by more than like 4 points.
Right.
Ah!
But I will say this: I'm going to pick the Steelers, and if they lose this game, it's a disappointment. But I'm going to go Steelers.
Disappointment.
I'm going to go Steelers.
It ruins my week.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to go Steelers 24-20.
We all have the Steelers at 24. This is insane.
Oh shit!
Wow,
I was not here. I was not here for Ben. So
I was 24-17. Ben was 24-21. You were 24-20.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and change the pattern here. I'll say Steelers 23.
Oh.
And I'll say Seattle 20. 23-20. I think.
okay. We all can't do it. I'll go back. Give me the
fucking hater.
No. That's
No,
fine.
No,
That's
let's
fine.
keep it. Let's keep
No,
it.
you made your prediction. It is what it is.
Yep,
No
we're
takesy
good.
backsies.
fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make way for Mr. Casey Kasem.
Oh shit!
Balls.
Kisses coast to coast, American Top 40. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the week that was September 11th, 1983. Our favorite correspondent and non-ball knower, Ryan, is back with us again this week, and he writes, Dear Casey, you see, I am Wonder Mike, and I'd like to say hello. All I do is win one-score games for the black and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, bang the boogie to the boogie, say up jump the boogie to the bang, bang boogie. Let's rock, you don't stop. Rock the rhythm. That'll make your body rock. Well, so far you heard my voice, but I brought two friends along. And next on the mic is my quarterback, and we call him A.A. Ron. Casey, that's of course a parody of Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang, released in 1980, becoming the first rap song to make it to the top 40 songs of the week, but I'm sure you already knew that. just like you already knew that Aaron Rodgers was a senior in high school in 1980. What you don't know about the Sugar Hill Gang is that founding member Guy Master G. O'Brien is cousins with Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin.
Really? Is that true?
Casey,
It is.
Casey, I'm just kidding. As
Yeah.
you know, we've had some drinks. Mike Tomlin might not be cousins with Master G, but Mike Tomlin absolutely is the master of winning one-possession games.
Fuck yes, he is.
Just when you think he's lost his fastball and he won't win a close game, he puts your heart through a rigorous series of tests that makes you feel like you drank 12 Red Bulls and did more cocaine than Eddie Van Halen during the 1988 Monsters of Rock tour.
Oh,
The Steelers
Not wrong.
The Steelers were headed to a Week 1 defeat when the Jets decided to do their best Baltimore Ravens impression and blow a 9-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh has now taken his place on the Mount Rushmore of blowing, joining Linda Lovelace, Monica Lewinsky, and Sir Elton John.
wow.
Oh my
But-
gosh.
But let's not let the highest paid defense off the hook. I haven't seen them
Yeah.
fold like that since the night before the game when their so-called defensive team captain Cameron Hayward signed yet another shitty contract, guaranteeing him $0 additional dollars unless the team wins a playoff game. The Steelers winning a playoff game is about as likely as the Ravens not blowing a double-digit fourth quarter lead. Back to the defense real quick. They've allowed 27 or more points in 5 of the last 6 games. They can't stop the run. They play soft coverages. It's the same old, same old. If you think they're going to be historic, you're delirious. Well, Ryan, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars and keep your radio tune right where it is. Up. Actually, making its debut on American Top 40 at number 37, here's Prince with Delirious.
Outstanding as always.
Wow.
That was
Wonderful.
fantastic.
Wonderful. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. You know, I'm starting to notice that we get more viewers the later the show goes on. I think that's two things. They want Casey, and they know we get better when we get drunker. So that's
I don't know.
fantastic.
I mean, I don't. I like.
Maybe
I've
not.
had drunks. I've had drinks before the show.
Drunks
I show up. I've had drunks. I've had drinks before the show, and I show up drunk. And I don't think the show's as good. That's me.
Right. No, that's a fair
let
take.
us,
Yeah,
let
I
us
get
know,
that.
guys. Let us know.
Yeah,
I
let
don't
us
think
know
this
at
is
some point.
but
Oh God.
maybe I'm wrong.
Anyway, make sure you check out the site, steelcityblitz.com. Ian's got his Whippeal high school football stuff up there. And yeah, please like and subscribe. We are really close to 500
Jeebus. Yeah, just give us
subscribers.
the like and
just
subscriptions.
make a bunch of fake emails or something and usernames and get us there. We really don't care how it happens. In any case, hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the game coming up on Sunday, 1 p.m. And as always, go Steelers.
Ravens suck. Yes, Steven, I do hate the fucking Ravens. You're right.
We've had some drinks.